Today we're going to learn Cucu, a crazy Italian game for all ages. Hi, I'm Chris and welcome to Playing Games. Please subscribe, like, and comment. It's the polite thing to do. Cucu, or in Italian, Cucu, is a lighthearted card game played by Italian kids and adults alike. It's a family favorite during the holidays and most families have special house rules to make it extra messy. If you know this game, please share your family's rules in the comments. Today we're going to learn it with a standard 40-card Italian-style deck. We're going to use the best one, the Sicilian one. You can use a poker-style 52-card deck, just remove the 8s, 9s, and 10s, making it a 40-card deck. Then take those 40 cards, put them in the back of a drawer, close that drawer, forget that you put them there, and buy an Italian deck already. Cucu is also known by its English cousins as Screw Your Neighbor or Chase the Ace. You can play with as few as 2 players, or as many as 20 players. However, the more players, the better the game is, so embrace the insanity. Cucu is a fast-paced game which involves bluffing and a good deal of revenge. Not unlike a classic video game, Cucu players begin the game with a limited amount of lives. Typically you start with 3 lives, which are represented by coins, tokens, or snack items. Let's use pasta and hit this stereotype right on the head. Each player keeps their life tokens visibly in front of them, so everyone else knows how secure or desperate they are. A dealer is selected and they hand one and only one card to each player, going counterclockwise. Players look at their card, knowing that the player with the lowest card will lose a life. The cards are ranked low to high, ace through king, meaning the ace is 1, the 2 is 2, the 3 is 3, so on. The face cards go Fonte is 8, the horses Cavalli are 9, and the king sits at the top of this game as 10. The king getting a special status in this game. So we'll look at each player's card here. Normally these would be face down. You do not reveal your card. This player has a 5, this player has a 7, and the dealer has a 2. On your turn, you have 2 options. 1, you keep your card if you think it's high enough, or risk it by exchanging it with the player directly to your right. If your neighbor has a king, they don't have to exchange their card. So this player might think, well, 5 sits right in the middle. I have a 50-50 chance of getting a higher card. I will ask to switch it with my neighbor. They switch it like this. They look at their new card, 7. They made a great switch. This player now has a 5. They're sitting on a smaller card. They decide, well, I'll switch it on my turn with my neighbor, the dealer. The dealer gets the 5. This player now has the 2. They're in a really bad position. Maybe they shouldn't have switched to the 5. The dealer, he knows that he has a 5 now. He gave away 2. He doesn't need to exchange his card. He knows he at least beats this player. So then all 3 players flip over their cards. Sure enough, this player has a 2. They lose their first life. No mercy. And what happens if the dealer wants to exchange their card? The dealer does not exchange their card with the player to the right. Instead, they exchange their card with the top card on the middle deck. After all players have gone, the dealer makes the last move. They can hold on to their card or exchange it with the top card of the remaining deck. However, if that card is a king, they can't use it and must use their original card. And now the gig is up. All players reveal their cards. Whoever has the lowest card loses a life. If more than one player has the lowest card, they both lose a life and remove one of their life tokens. The next deal goes to the player to the right of the previous dealer and the game repeats, dealing counterclockwise with the dealer getting the last card. The game repeats until there is only one living player. If you've been betting with something of value like candy or prosciutto, the last person left alive gets to keep it all. As mentioned, there are endless variations on gameplay. It's Italian. There's never just one way to do anything. One rule that seems to be universal in Italy is the resurrection, or the Cucu ghost game. After a player loses their 3rd life token, they become a ghost. Other players aren't allowed to speak to the ghost. However, if the ghost can get someone to speak to them, then they can steal that player's life token and get back into the game. The ghost side game often becomes more entertaining than the actual main Cucu game, as the ghosts will try anything to trick themselves back to life. What do you say we do some quick gameplay? For time's sake, I'm going to start each player with 2 lives instead of the 3 lives you normally start with. So I'll be the dealer. I deal 1 card to each player, and I put the deck in the middle. Each player looks at their cards. We're just gonna play face up for the sake of learning, but you would not know each player's card. This player has a king. If you have a king, you immediately flip it over. No one can trade cards with you. you're safe this round. So the next player has a very low card. It's a 2. They're going to immediately want to switch it with the dealer, so they would, face down, they would switch, and they would see their new card. Oh, it's a 6. That's great. They're probably safe. They know I have a 2. So I'm the dealer. I have a 2. I have to trade it with the pile in the middle, so I'll flip that over. And I can actually just leave that flipped over. That's my card. And luckily, the dealer beats the other player who has 6. That's the low card. They lose a life. So now the deal goes counterclockwise of the original dealer, which is the player to the dealer's right. They're going to shuffle the cards. And then they're going to deal out 1 card to everyone. All right, so this player has a 4, this player has a king, so they'd immediately flip that up. Didn't shuffle very well, obviously. And this player is a 3. So 4, that's a risky card, but they're stuck with it. Why are they stuck with it? Well, we'd be face down, and we know that this player has a king face up. You can't trade with a king that's face up. So this player is stuck with the 4. They just have to hope that they don't have the lowest card. The dealer knows they do have a low card, and they can trade with the middle. So they'll flip over the middle card. It's a 4. That's their current card. All players flip over. Well, 2 players have the low card here, and it's a 4. The tie goes to the loser, I guess, because they both lose a life. So that means this player is now out of the game. The orange farfalla is gone, but they can flutter themselves back into the game if they can get one of these 2 players to speak. If you're out of the game, you're gonna wanna be like, hey, how's it going? Did you win? You're just gonna wanna try to get some words or some acknowledgement out of the other players who are still left alive. And if they do speak to you or acknowledge you, then you get to take one of their life tokens and you're back in the game. We won't actually do that here, we'll just play out the game, but just remember the resurrection rule. It's really fun to play. Okay, so there are 2 players remaining. Deal goes back to this player. All right, so this player looks at their card. It's an ace. That's the worst card in this game. That's a 1. They're gonna wanna switch it with the dealer. They switch it, and they get a 5. Now keep in mind that this player knew they had a 5, and now they have an ace, so they're gonna have to take from the middle deck here. A 7, that's their new card. They win. This player's out. The dealer with 2 lives left wins the game, and game over. Give everybody 3 lives again, start over, have fun. This is gonna be a lot more fun and last longer with a lot of people. And like I said, you can play, I've seen it played with 10 people, and it's fun. And that's Cucu. Did you like this video? Let me know if I got something wrong, or you play it differently, or just wanna say hi. Please comment, like, and subscribe to help keep this channel alive.